Alright, in this video is part 2 of how to solve 4x4 with the B4 method. Now, I'm gonna do, first, few steps which, goes through the, first 4 centers, and then, after that, I'll keep on working on next few steps and so on and so forth. And, yeah. But, in this video, I'll go off with the first 4 centers. Now, with this method, and some of these techniques that I'm going to do is based off of the reduction method, which most of you all should know the reduction method by now, and know it very well, and know it all up to a point where you know how to do reduction method without any tutorials, and it should be pretty clear. And yeah, so I'm getting the black center first. Since I already see this 1x2 bar, I'll be moving it out of the way and then moving this piece to pair up to that other piece and then moving it down. So since I got that first center done, now I'm working on the yellow center, which I got lucky with 3/4 of the way done. So now I need to pair up this last center piece, which if I pair it up there, it won't work, or if I do it there, it won't work, or there. So it has to be up to there, and then move it up, and then I have to move this over like that, do it down like that. Then now, what you want to do is, after you do the first 2 centers, pick a center that you feel like you want to do next, and then now pick it up. Since I see the green center that's 2/3 of the way, 3/3 of the way done. So now I need to place in the last remaining center piece. Now what I want to do is work on the blue center piece. Center is what's moving around like this, and then yeah, just moving around. So now I've done all 4 centers. I decided, well, you know what, there's more time on this video. Now I'm gonna work on the next few steps, which is the solving the equator layer, and I'll probably do the rest later in the video. So for this part, what you want to do is figure out which centers you solve. Since I solved the blue, green, black, yellow, and the blue, green, black, yellow, and I said blue, yellow, green, and black. So I need to pair up the green and black, yellow and green, and blue and black, yellow and black. So I see this case where this needs to be done. So what I'm doing is looking around and see if I find the blue, black one, in which I did. It's right over here, so I'm doing that. Pairing it up like this. And then now go to the yellow and green, which I found the yellow green edge in. And then now go over here, move it over. Now the blue yellow over there. And then now, what you want to do is, once you got all 4 of those edges paired up, place them in, and then that's where it would be once you place them all in. So now you've done this whole center layer. Now what you want to do is work on the corners. No, now you actually have to want to work on the last 2 remaining centers, which can be tricky. What you want to do is find one of these corners that is oriented correctly, where it has either one of the 2 remaining last center colors facing upward toward, like either it's facing like, let's say you have, orange and red left, and you have a red corner, like the red sticker on one of these corners facing, to the top. So, you want to figure that out and see, and move around top layer to make sure it's paired up correctly with the correct centers and stuff like this. So, I got this yellow, green, red corner in this spot. And so now, what you want to do is, place in the center. The corner help, with orienting the centers so that they're in the correct spot, and that you don't end up having, case where you need to switch, one center with the other center where it's like, this sort of at the end where it's like all this is all green and all green, but the bottom, like, you need to switch. You don't end up having to need to switch these two centers at the end. That's what it prevents. So now, once you've gotten that all done, this next step can be a bit tricky and not, because basically what you're doing is orienting the corners and then placing them into the correct side. So yeah, you do normal COLL cases, like corner orientation OLL cases, and then you may or may not end up having this problem where once you do rotate the corners on each side, you may or may not have a case where it's sort of like this, where these three corners are rotated and this corner is not. If you have this case, what you do is rotate this layer, the top layer, and rotate the bottom layer around so that when you do the R2 move, you would have the rotated corner on this side, and then do the OLL for it, and then now move it back so that the equator layer is all still. And then what you want to do is place in these corners so that they're in the correct layer. Make sure you always want to have the equator layer solved when doing this. Make sure it's always solved in this position. And then now what you want to do is corner PLL, which is the A perm, T perm, F perm, and whatnot, and Y perm, to actually get these corners into the correct spot. So now you've actually gotten all of them into the correct spot. And also up to this point. In the next part, I'll be teaching you how to pair up these edges and getting them into the correct spot. Which, my method is not that super efficient. I know it can be improved. That I know people can pitch in algorithms to make it much better, but overall, the way I do it is alright. But you can, from what I will teach you, you can learn from it, and so that you can know what to do when to get better and whatnot on this method. So yeah, make sure you tune in next week for the next part of the method where I finish off these last 12 edges. Well, last 8 edges actually. And yeah, this concludes part 2 of the B4 method.